Hey kids, it's the Listening Flyer here. Gosh, you catch me on an absolutely freezing day. It's 2 degrees centigrade. Absolutely gorgeous though. Lovely blue skies, but very, very cold on the bike. In fact, I've had to succumb and crack out the thermal underwear for the first time this year. It's inevitable. But I'm on the Street Triple R, so no weather protection, no heated grips. So it's all a bit raw out here. This is proper motorcycling. Anyway, you catch me on quite an exciting day because I'm going somewhere that is a fairly iconic place that is quite near to where I live, only about 25 miles away. And it's iconic for motorcyclists in particular. But I've never been there before. It's the Ace Café in London, on London's North Circular, and it's arguably the home of the current custom motorcycling scene. Certainly the cafe racer scene, because back in the immediate post-war days, in the 1950s, it's where the ton-up boys were, and they were called the ton-up boys because what they used to do, they were rock and roll fans, and it was the only place they could go, to the Ace Café, to listen to rock and roll music on the jukebox. And what they used to do was put on their favourite rock and roll track, so legend has it, and then race up the road, round the roundabout and back to the cafe again before it had stopped. And in doing so, they would exceed 100 miles an hour on their Triumph or their Norton or their Triton if it was a hybrid of the two. And that's why they were called the ton-up boys, because the 100 mile an hour trips. It's called, the bikes they were on, the Tritons and the Norvins and so on, they were called cafe racers for obvious reasons, and that's, as I say, arguably where the cafe racing scene came from. So stick around, stay tuned, let's see what the Ace Café has to offer. So the cafe itself actually opened in the late 1930s. Originally as a truck stop type cafe, for when this new London arterial road system opened up, the North Circular. I'm currently on the A40, but I'm heading towards the North Circular. And it was a place for truckers to go, as I say, for a meal and a warm-up. It was quite fancy then. But over time and in the immediate post-war years, it attracted bikers, as I say, and people that are interested in rock and roll. It was the only place they could hear it. They couldn't hear it on the radio, had to listen to it on the jukebox. So the Ace Café became a biker's mecca. So it stayed for some time, until in the late 60s there were a few accidents, a few people got killed, and it became sort of infamous because of this dangerous riding that was going on around it, and it closed down as a cafe, and basically sort of stuck around, but it was no longer a cafe. In the end it became a place where you just bought new tyres, a tyre depot. Anyway, in the late 1990s, 2000, an enterprising biker fan, a guy by the name of Mark Willsmore, who's I think he was a policeman at the time, and also a Street Triple rider, so that's a good chap as far as I'm concerned. He decided to do an Ace Café reunion on the site of the old Ace Café, which was this tyre depot, as I say. And the reunion was an absolutely massive success. About 2,000 bikers turned up, which was much more than he was anticipating. It got him thinking, his entrepreneurial side, and basically over a period of a few years he was able to buy the site, or a site very close, and reopen an Ace Café, and make it into a place that would be a sort of a mecca for petrol heads, motorcyclists and of the four-wheel variety. And that's what he did. It's been a great success. It's been going from strength to strength, particularly now with this resurgence in the whole cafe racer scene. And in fact, although this London Ace Café is the original and presumably the best, he's actually also opened up other branches in Japan, the US and a few other countries, so it's been a raving success. So as a local biker, I really owe it to myself to go along and see what the Ace Café is all around. So my first job is actually to find it. As I say, I've never been here before, so hopefully I'm not going to get lost. As I mentioned, it's particularly cold on the bike today. It's days like this where I appreciate the wind protection on the big GS and its heated grips. No such luck on the Street Triple, great bike though it is. But I've actually cracked out these heated gloves made by a company called Exo. It's only the first time I've ever used them. They're quite good actually. The trouble is they're only keeping the backs of our hands warm and not the fronts. So I think ideally you need a combination of heated grips and the gloves to be perfect, and maybe some handguards as well, although that would just look wrong on the Street Triple. Talking of old buildings, I don't know if you can see there the Hoover building on my left. It's now a Tesco's, but a classic Art Deco building, one of West London's finest. Okay, quite close now, just coming off the A40 and onto the North Circular. Don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the big arch there is Wembley Stadium. Hope you can see that in the distance. Very impressive. Not the prettiest part of London, it has to be said. It's great to be out on the street triple again. Fantastic little bike, and the only bike really of my collection certainly to go to the Ace Café on. I'd be laughed out if I went there on my GS. See if we can find this place. How very exciting. I'm getting hungry as well. I hope the food's good. And here we are. A little bit of motorcycling history. Just off the North Circular. Welcome to the Ace Café. Nice array of bikes. Harley Davidson boys are in. And the sunshine. Couple of the original ton up boys by the looks of it. Right, let's see what food they got. So there we have it. That was the Ace Café. And I have to say, absolutely fantastic place. Atmosphere was great and some real characters in there. So Ace Place for sure. Not sure it's an Ace Café though. The food was fine. Nothing special, but the service was absolutely outrageous. The people were friendly enough. It just took nearly an hour for a simple order of fish and chips to come, so that wasn't so good. So if you're in a hurry, don't go. But if you want to go just for some atmosphere, then fantastic. And it's not too far away. It's easy to get to. So it's definitely on the to-do list to do again, maybe on a summer's evening when there's a bit less traffic, because look at this lot now, I'm going to have to filter all the way home. Okay, there we have it then, that's the Ace Café, hope that's been of interest to you, look forward to speaking to you soon. Until then, this has been the Missenden Flyer, cheerio. Ton up boys never had this trouble with traffic.